Budgeting was a big reason I was able to pay off $304,000 of debt in just 5 years and reach millionaire status by 30. I have created a system that allows you to 100x your finances and spend no time at all. Today, I'm going to walk you through the process that will save you years on your life. Hey guys, my name is Brennan, aka Budget Dog. On my channel, we discuss personal finance, financial freedom, and entrepreneurship. If you want to see more of my content and help out my channel, make sure you go subscribe to my channel below by hitting the subscribe button. It means a lot to me and helps out my family. Also, check out my links below for some free resources that you can use today. And if you want to take advantage of the resources discussed in today's video, click the first link in the caption below to get started. Before I jump into the actual spreadsheets to show you just how easy things are, we need to break down the components of a good zero-based budget. Zero-based budgeting is the most efficient way to run your budget, and it's simple. Every dollar needs to be accounted for no matter what that includes. Think of a budget as your company, and you are the CEO. You tell all of your employees or dollars where to go and what to do. I bet that will change your mind on why you absolutely need to budget. The 6 components of a zero-based budget begin with fixed income. These are items like a salary wage or an hourly wage. We pretty much know these off the bat. It's pretty simple to add to the equation. Number 2 is variable income. These are a little different, but it's still pretty similar. Commission, bonuses, maybe side hustle money. This is money that comes in the door, but we don't always know when and how much. Number 3, fixed expenses. These are items like a mortgage, car, utilities, things that come every single month and we expect them. Number 4, variable expenses. These are items that we know are coming, but we don't know the exact dollar amount. And as we budget more often, these numbers become more precise. Things like groceries or clothing. Number 5 is one-time expense. These are items like vacations or new cars or weddings. These huge expenses that come once a year, but we know they're coming and we know the exact date. Creating a sinking fund for these type items are always very important. Number 6 is savings and investments. These are items like a Roth IRA or a sinking fund or even a 401k, and they can come in many forms, but savings and investments are a critical piece to your budget. Once we understand these components, it's a simple formula from there. Here is the zero-based budgeting formula. Fixed income plus variable income minus fixed expenses minus variable expenses minus one-time expenses and minus savings and investments should equal 0. That last one may seem a little weird, but remember, the goal is to allocate all of your incoming dollars. This is not rocket science. Of course, with real numbers, we can only project so close. If you expect groceries to be $100 per visit, they will likely be $98.74 or $103.45. Those variable items will never be exact, so just make sure you build some buffer in. As long as you are plus or minus $100 at the end of the month with actuals compared to your budget, I consider that a success. If you're doing this right, it shouldn't take you longer than 30 minutes per month to budget. Who wouldn't love to 100x their finances, save time, and reduce stress? I know I would. With that being said, let's take a good look into how simple I made it for you. So here we have Budget to Financial Freedom budget template, and we're going to start off on the summary tab. So as you can see in the top left-hand corner, we have the exact zero-based budgeting formula I just discussed in the video. So fixed income plus variable income minus fixed and variable expense minus one-time expense minus savings and investments should ideally, remember, be 0. Now, in this situation, we're at $39 under budget, which is totally fine. But here we have the summary version of what's within the spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you how to input everything in the spreadsheet and how simple it is on a monthly basis to see it. You also have a summary overview down below that's showing the visual representation of the numbers above, which is very nice to have. So first things first is we're going to go to the actuals tab of the given month that we're working in. So for January, this is happening in December because remember, we're budgeting before the month begins. We're going to enter the take-home pay for January that we expect because we know this is fixed income. This is the easiest part of this budget. Now, secondly, let's jump over to the budgeted expenses estimate tab. This tab is going to have your fixed and variable expenses. So we're going to list these items out one time once we do our 3-month look back analysis I talk about all the time. The 3-month look back analysis is simply downloading the last 3 months of bank statements, creating a budget in categories that you're expecting to come in, and then importing it into the sheet one time. These expense items will flow throughout the entire sheet, and this is the only place you actually have to enter them. Now, once we have the expense items listed, we need the amounts that are expected to come in as well. We're going to list those one time, and it's going to auto-populate this entire Excel spreadsheet, which is extremely nice on a monthly basis. So our bases are covered going forward. And then when we get to February, we can overwrite this data. Let's say, for example, our food budget is expected to go up to 600. Boom. But as you can see, all of the months after that have updated to 600 because it's based on the previous month. So as you go throughout this, you have your base, but things will change, and it's extremely easy to automate this process. Once we have these fixed and variable expenses listed out, we are now going to go to this tab, the additional income, expense, and investment tab. The variable income is a big component of a lot of people's situation. We will enter in our bonus or side hustle expected income, let's say bonus of $300, and we'll enter that information in. On the far right-hand column, for planning purposes, it's going to project, total as a percentage of the total. So if you have 5 different line items here, and if you have different numbers on each line, it's going to show you how big as a percentage of the total population that specific line item is. That's what's showing you here, total as a percentage of the total. Obviously, we have one $300 income here, so it's going to show up as 100%. Then over here, for planning purposes for the following year, we can hit this drop down and hit yes or no if this is likely to repeat, so that we know when planning out next year, what should we include and what should we not include? Are there some one-off items in here or not? Then we're going to go down to one-time expense here and list in all of the types of one-time expenses that could potentially happen that aren't typical. Maybe an income tax bill. We, instead of breaking even this year, we actually owed some money, or maybe a vacation, for example. In our example, we have $909 for a vacation. Same thing over here is total as a percentage of the total. Auto calculate for you, as well as the drop downs likely to repeat or not. Now we go to the fun part and do the savings and investments, and we list out all of our goals. And what's cool about this is it has a Roth IRA progress bar and all of your other goals listed below in progress bars. They are automated. There's nothing you have to do. Once you enter this data in, it's good to go. Go over here and enter goal amount. For example, 2 $6,000 IRAs, and as a family, you have a total of $12,000 is maybe your goal. In our situation, our goal is to do $12,000 a year between my wife and I. So we list over here, our goal amount is $12,000. As we enter in each monthly investment, we will now update the progress bars below. As you can see, this is 8%. These are auto calculated below. Now, if I enter another $1,000 in February, this will update to 17%. And this will keep you on track for the rest of the year based on your goals that you set out for yourself. Lastly, that's the budget and it's set up for the month to happen. When the month actually happens, now we are going to list out our actual expenses. I always recommend to download a Mint or You Need a Budget and just summarize from the bank statement into categories. So you only have to input this data one time of the month, which is why you won't have to spend much time on it. So basically what you're going to do is go to Mint. You're going to create all these categories, let's say mortgage, homeowners insurance. And as those transactions flow through your bank statement, they're going to go automatically to these different types of expense items. And for example, food might be multiple different line items. Here, I listed out each expense, but if you do download a You Need a Budget or a Mint app, what you can do is take the sum total. So instead of listing all of these for the month, you can just enter $515. They're going to sum up over here. And then, of course, at the bottom, we have to do analysis. So now we've entered all of our inputs for the given month. Now we got to compare to what we budgeted. So here we go. We have a over or under $39 for the month. And so if we go back and figure out, plus or minus 100 is okay. So we're good to go. But let's say this is a $3,900 over or under, and it's a lot more significant, or even just $390. We might want to go up here and look at the line items and see where we missed. So for example, I'll say, and you pretty much are going to know where you missed. You're going to have somewhat of an idea as long as you budget and you're aware of where your expenses are. So let's just say miscellaneous is $278. We know that we're probably a little over or under here. We go back to budget expenses and we realize we budgeted for $250. So we're over $28 there. And that's the bulk of this $39. So that is good to be aware of. Now we go to the summary tab and we realize on a given month, all in all, for one-time expenses, savings, investments, expenses based on our income, we're actually under budget by $261, which is a good thing. But our goal is to obviously get this to zero or close to as possible. But this 261 gives us the confidence that we can take that 261 and apply it to this given month. So what we could do is say, okay, we want to go on vacation. Let's use this 261. Or let's say we want to bulk up our taxable brokerage account. Let's add this $261 to the $1,500 in savings and investments above, and then break even at $0. That's the most ideal way to budget on a monthly basis. So that is all you have to do in this budget template. Once this is set up and all these inputs are in one time and you've done the budget once or twice or 3 times on a monthly basis, you get the process. This should take no more than 30 minutes per month. And if it is taking too long, review this video because it's as simple as 30 minutes per month. Maybe 15 minutes to plan and 15 minutes to input data and maybe do a little bit of analysis. It's that simple to 100 extra finances and get them on track. All right, let's get back to the video. So let's wrap this up. A budget is your spending plan. You are choosing where to put your money. It will empower you and fast track your finances. So don't be that person that doesn't budget and makes excuses as to why they don't have to or shouldn't. I have never met anyone successful to date without a good, detailed written plan. And this goes for anything. As a reminder, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you go click subscribe button below. And lastly, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.